This is Timothy McSweeney's Quarterly Concern, issue number 36, the box head issue. And I've got a very nice example here, which I'm going to try and show and stay out of the picture at the same time. The box is generally near fine. The corners, the four top corners, do not have crisp points. We have a slight bump to each of the top four corners. They're very slight bumps, but we don't have the sharp corners. The paper on all sides is there's no shelf wear to any of the six sides. No scratching, no rubbing. The paper, there are seams here, here. There's a seam. There's just you can see just a touch of white here. But the seams are all sound for the paper. Also seams here and here. Here we have the front. There's a slight, very slight wrinkle here. You really can't see it. You can feel it. And that is from production. It's not a moisture issue. It's not a debonding issue. It's been that way since it was produced. It's just a little wrinkle. You can really only feel it. You can't see it. Got one ear. Back of his head. Another ear. Back to the face. The top of the head. And the brains. Yuck. So we have a very nice box. On the bottom corners, two of the four bottom corners have just very slight bumps, so the corners are not pointed, and two of the corners are still have points. Box opens up like so. This is the card that went between the shrink wrap and the box when it was sold. The card went around the back and one side and was shrink wrapped thusly. So we have a little information about the issue. We have the pricing barcode. A little more information about what's inside. And then after you get it home and open it up, we have a little more information. Just a little bit of a crimp at the bottom here. So I'm calling everything near fine. Now the contents of the issue don't need nearly as much space as the box takes up. So there is a cardboard spacer to hold everything snug. And probably, if they're still present, probably 999 out of 1,000 spacers is creased at the top. It's a very thin board, and just pulling it out of the box the first time probably creases 99% of them. And this is not an exception. This does have a crease also. And I'm going to try and take this out and stay out of the picture. It's not that hard to take out, but taking it out and staying out of the picture is a little more difficult. So there's not much to this. A lot of times they won't be present. If they are present, they'll be pretty beat up. This one is not beat up at all. It does have the bend, which they pretty much all do. Almost impossible to handle this without bending it. So that's about the least bend you're going to see. Inside the box, Fountain City by Michael Chabon. This is a perfect bound paperback. A paperback with a dust jacket. A dust jacket that unfolds into a map of Fountain City. Also have The Domestic Crusaders. This is a play, a very successful play in 2004, and McSweeney's published it in 2010 with this issue 36. So very, very successful play in 2004. You should definitely read that. This is the official McSweeney's 36 booklet. Also perfect bound. All three of these are perfect bound. This is a nice, interesting piece. It has a envelope, and inside the envelope, another perfect bound piece. This is really really pretty neat presentation with the envelope, and it's also got a black cloth quarter binding. So they did a really nice job with that. And there's an insert in there also. The instructions. This is a promo excerpt. They use the Quarterly Concern to promote upcoming books in McSweeney's, and the instructions is one of the books they did that with. So this is a promo piece with an excerpt of Adam Levin's The Instructions. Jungle Geronimo in Gay Paris. This is also perfect bound. This is saddle stitched with staples. This is another promo piece. This is a promo piece for a Voice of Witness book. Unusual for them to promote two books in one issue. In issue number 31, they promoted 3 books with a very large fold-out piece. So this is for Nowhere to Be Home, an excerpt about Burma, resistance in Burma. And next up is 4 postcards. And the 4 postcards put together in the right order make for an odd, complete picture, which I can't show it all at once and keep myself out of the picture. But the four postcards make one Very cool picture. Don't get distracted. This is complete. There is nothing missing. This is a reprint selected by Paul Collins. Paul Collins has done a ton of things with McSweeney's. Check out the Collins imprint, for example. And last but not least, and often missing if you buy one of these, is a scroll. A very long scroll. A very narrow scroll. Held together with a rubber band. This is the original rubber band. Take the rubber band off and it unscrolls to a very long length. Really interesting paper. It's brighter than it's showing on the camera here. Really interesting paper inside here. So this is a really neat issue. Complete. Near fine at worst. Near fine plus, frankly. And there you go.